Hello, this is a lesson on multiplication of fractions and whole numbers only. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a model and how to do it with the algorithm, which is how we normally do a math problem. So our first example is we have 3/4 of 5. All right, so if I draw a model, I draw 5 pieces of a square, a rectangle, a circle, whatever shape you want. Squares and circles are the most friendliest. So I have 5 squares drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to take 3/4 of each. Remember, of is a multiplication word as well. So don't forget that. So if I shade in 3/4 of each of my 5, okay, I've got 1/4 left over in each. So I've just shaded 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15 pieces, all that are fourths. So I have 15 fourths. So 3/4 of 5 becomes 15 fourths because I have 15 little squares out of my 5 big squares shaded. And each one is a fourth, so that's why I have a 4 at the bottom and not 20. Some of you might think it might be 20, but it's 4 because they're size 4 pieces. So I can rename that by seeing how many groups of 4 go into 15. So 4 goes into 15 3 times with 3 left over. So it becomes 3 3/4. Now, if I didn't want to draw the picture and I just wanted to use the algorithm, what I would do is I would write 3/4, and then of is a multiplication word, times 5 wholes. And since I have 5 wholes, I have 5 over 1. So now when I multiply cross and I want to get that 15 fourths, I realize that 3 times 5 is 15 and 4 times 1 is 4. And we have a little guest in my cat. All right, so we have 15 fourths. Okay? All right, dreaded word problems. Some of us look at word problems and we totally freak out. If we take it step by step, we can figure out parts of it. So if we have Mike had 3 cakes, so I draw 3 circles for circle cakes. And he took 2/3 of each. So I broke each of my cakes into thirds. And he's going to take 2 out of the 3 of them. So again, if I shade my 2/3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6/3, and 3 goes into 6 2 times. So if I could physically take these pieces together, this little guy would go here, this little guy would go here, and I'd have 2 full cakes that Mike took. Again, if I wanted to use the algorithm, Mike has 3 whole cakes. So that's why we put a 1 under it, because it's 3 wholes. And then of is my multiplication word, of each cake. There's my 2/3. And again, to get my 6/3, I have 3 times 2 and 1 times 3, which then gives me that 6/3 again, if you can see that with the glare. There we go, 6/3 with the glare. Okay, so that is how to multiply fractions and whole numbers.